Hello, guys. It's Andy, the Angry White Lawyer, here again. Got my BBC t-shirt on today. Not in support of them, of course, British Brainwashing Corporation, because that's exactly what they are. I've noticed a ramping up of stories on Trump by the BBC since the infamous episode of the manipulation of the video, or alleged manipulation of the video by the BBC in relation to January the 6th. And the lawsuit that has ensued from that. And it seems to me, looking at the stories, particularly in relation to Epstein, they're trying to find any dirt on Trump, aren't they? But particularly in relation to Epstein, they've definitely been ramping up since that incident. And, we had, Trump knew Epstein. Yeah, we knew. We got a photograph of Trump. Yeah, we knew. They're not so keen on the Clinton links for some reason, but they're obviously keen on the Trump link. They don't really mention Obama because Obama knew him as well. Is it just me, or has there been a ramping up of stories? I think there has been, and but the one that took the cake was today's story on the BBC. And it deserves a mention because it is literally making a story out of nothing. Trump has given various versions of events in the past and has said, I kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago because he was trying to steal my staff. But also I knew that he was, there was something shady about him. And I knew there was something not quite right. And he was a bit of a creep and all the rest of it. But they had a falling out 2 years before the guy was arrested for the first time in 2006. We threw him out of Mar-a-Lago and told him never to return. That was in 2004. So we're looking at 22 years ago. Now we have a former police officer who has said that Trump spoke to him on the phone in 2006, 20 years ago. I think Trump has said he doesn't remember this call, which is hardly a surprise. I don't remember the call that I made last week. And Trump speaks to a lot more people than I do. But anyway, whether this call took place or not, the police officer has said Trump basically helped. He basically put them onto Ghislaine Maxwell and said, she's an operative of Epstein. You should be looking at her. He turned out to be right about that, didn't he? And by the way, it doesn't matter what you think about Trump. This is just an observation on the BBC's ramping up of stories. He put them on to Ghislaine Maxwell, really, and also said that we know he's a bad dude and all this. Well, yeah, that kind of corroborates, doesn't it, everything that Trump has been saying. And Caroline Levitt, the White House press secretary, has said as much, that he kicked him out because he was a creep. And so where's the story, you might think? Aha, the BBC have found the story. Because in 2019, Trump said he had no idea what was going on and didn't know anything about what Epstein was up to. So there must be no smoke without fire then. There must be something in this.
I suspect foul play.
Look, I mean, you can't blame Trump for, distancing himself, if asked in 2019 about Epstein. But really, I mean, that's the story. He said something that was not compatible in 2019 with the current story. The man has always said that he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago 2 years before the arrest. He's always said that. And they've taken a soundbite out of context from something in 2019 to show that Trump is lying. That's clearly the implication, isn't it?
You're lying. And you're a piece of shit.
It's a non-story. It's basically something that they've dug up about something he said in 2019 to show an inconsistency, allegedly. They are so shamelessly desperate to link Trump. And in my opinion, it's to do with the lawsuit that is happening in Florida, because I have noticed, and I can't be the only one that's noticed, an increase in these non-stories. I've got experience in my ex-professional life of dealing with journalists. And sorry, guys, if you're a journalist, but we know that if there's no story, you'll kind of make them up. I mean, usually by omission or by sort of leading the reader down a path that is floured up a little bit to make it a bit more salty. We know what you like. So, yeah, BBC, desperate and shameless. If you got any dirt on Trump, we'd have known about it by now. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of documents available. The Democrats would have nailed him on that by now. And there's nothing yet. And I anticipate there won't be. You're just making fools of yourself running these stories, guys. Stop it.